back when I was 16, 17, and I decided I was going to come to University of Tennessee. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to knock some number ones off and become number one. Obviously, that's not exactly how it went, but that's what we plan to do. Knock a number one off, and that's not a billboard statement or anything like that. I think everybody who plays a number one team wants to knock them off. So that's what we're going to do, and it's just a matter of execution, doing the little things right, and doing it consistently.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Tennessee set to take on the number one Georgia Bulldogs on Saturday in the afternoon inside of Neyland Stadium. Tennessee opened up as a 21-point underdog, but listening to these players talk to the media, you wouldn't believe it. You just heard Matthew Butler there. I came here to knock off number one teams, and that's what we're going to do. The grit, the fight, the competitive nature of this football team, man, they're just different. They are just different. Going to take a look at a few comments from some of the players. Also, take a look at this matchup with Georgia. But these guys, they have bought in. They believe. They expect to go compete with Georgia on Saturday, regardless of what the media says. It is what it is. Do they have a chance to shock the world on Saturday? We'll discuss it. We'll get into it. As always, do me a favor, guys. Go ahead and smash that like button just below the video. It helps the channel, plays the analytics. You know the deal. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, you're wondering, what is this? Who are you guys? We're not experts. We're not insiders. We are fans just like you. If you enjoy the content, go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live, when we drop new content. Reminder, change of schedule because basketball season has arrived. We will be live tonight, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. If you missed the post-game show last night from the basketball game, go check that out. Dauber and Indy Kid went live for about an hour. Good show. Go check it out. But like I said, live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Let's go ahead and jump into it here. This is an article from Rocky Top Insider written by Rick Butler. It says Tennessee players aren't looking at Georgia as Superman. Just another week, right? That's what Josh Heupel says. You're going in 1 week at a time, one game at a time. That's coach speak. We hear it all over the country. But do you believe it? Do you buy in? And that's something that I think this team does. I think they do it well. I think they focus on the task at hand, and that this week is Georgia. And there's no question about it. Georgia is the best team in the country, period, hands down. No questions asked. Undefeated right now, and really nobody even giving Georgia a game to this point. But let's take a look at this article. Some of the quotes here says Tennessee has its toughest challenge of the year coming up this Saturday afternoon against the top-ranked Georgia Bulldogs. However, one thing is certain, and that is that the Tennessee players are not afraid of Georgia. Still a whole lot of respect and admiration for the other side of the ball. Tennessee's players continually spoke about Georgia's strengths on both sides of the ball on Tuesday, yet there's a quiet confidence to the Volunteers after knocking off number 18 Kentucky on Saturday night. The Vols are ready for this game and ready for a challenge, and that they have. That, guys, it's a tall task this week, but I like that this team is dialed in. They show no fear. But that quiet confidence. Do you believe? Are you bought in the same way as these players? Do you think Tennessee can shock the world? Again, Georgia absolutely on a roll. Took care of Missouri this past week, 43-6. They've already locked up the East. So when you talk about this quiet confidence that Tennessee has, is there a chance? The first thing you're going to say in a game like this, is there a chance that Georgia is overlooking Tennessee? They've already locked up the SEC East. They're going to be playing for an SEC championship. You would probably safe to go ahead and assume that they're going to be in the college football playoff, even if they lose the SEC championship. I would imagine that a one-loss SEC team is going to sneak their way in. Is there any chance, when all you have left on the schedule is Charleston Southern and Georgia Tech until you roll into Atlanta, Is there any chance Georgia is going to overlook Tennessee? I don't think so. I don't think so. They have too much to play for. So many times Georgia gets all this hype, they get all this momentum, and then they fall short. I don't think that's going to be the case this year. I don't think they're going to overlook Tennessee. But what I like about this football game, I like the opportunity to go prove yourself. You know, we've talked about this team, their fight, their grit, that they never stop competing. There were times last year over and over, especially after the Georgia game at halftime last season, that this team quit. And hearing the players talk about it in the preseason and even through the first few weeks of the year, talking about how we're not going to roll over. We're not going to quit like we did last year. And that's the first step. I like that they admit that they quit last year. Enter Josh Heupel, change of culture, the way this team fights and competes. There were a couple of times in that Pitt game that Pitt had an opportunity to pull away, make it a 2 or 3 score game. Tennessee fought, they dug in, they kept scratching and clawing, and that's why this football team, a lot of people in this group, in this fan base here at the Talkin VAWLS Network, a lot of you guys talk about this being one of your favorite Tennessee football teams of all time. A team that has the opportunity to win 7, go shock the world on Saturday, maybe make it 8 games. You're saying it's one of your favorite teams ever. And that's because of the way that they go compete on Saturday. But I like the opportunity to go prove yourself, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Well, why is that? Does this Josh Heupel offense, going into the year, a lot of people questioning it. Does Josh Heupel's offense work in the SEC? And to this point, what we've seen, it absolutely works. But now you've got an opportunity to go prove your offense against the best defense in the country, a team that has only given up 13 points twice this year. That's the most points they've given up is 13. They've done it twice. They're giving up 6.56 points per game, guys, less than a touchdown given up by this Georgia defense. 80 rushing yards a game, 151 passing yards per game. They are a really good football team on the defensive side of the ball. They've got 28 sacks on the season, and this is a big concern for me. Is this offensive line going to be able to protect Hendon Hooker? And at times, Hendon Hooker seems to hold on to the ball a little bit too long. Obviously, he makes great plays with his feet. Sometimes he gets caught in the pocket, holding on to the ball too long. Got to learn to get rid of it or get out of the pocket. But this Georgia defense has 28 sacks on the season. Tennessee coming off of a game where they weren't very good in pass protection. Yeah, they scored a lot of points, but they also gave up 5 sacks to Kentucky. That's now up to 33 sacks on the year, which is dead last in the SEC. So going to have to clean that up. But I want to see, I truly believe that this team is going to go score points on Saturday. Now, what does that mean? Are they going to score 20, 30? How many points do you see this team being able to score? Let's take a look at a quote here from Theo Jackson. It says, we don't really look at Georgia's record. We look at them like we get that they play good football, but we play good team ball too. We look at them like they put their pants on the same way we do. They put their shoulder pads on the same way that we do. We're not looking at them as Superman. We're just going in. We're going to work hard this week and go into the game the same way we go into every game, expecting to win. I love that mindset. I love that mindset. And it's easier said than done. Do they truly believe? Do they truly expect to win? I feel like they do. So similarly, Tennessee defensive lineman Matthew Butler explained why this is the biggest game of the season, but not because Tennessee is playing the number 1 team. Says the most important game is the next one, Butler said on Tuesday. Additionally, he spoke about the desire to beat the number 1 ranked team and why that would be significant to him. That's the quote that we played at the top of the show. We talk all the time about Josh Heupel changing the culture at Tennessee. It's one thing to come into a media scrum and say, oh, the next, most important game is the next one. But do you believe it? We expect to win. Do you believe it? Do you really expect to win? I think this football team does. I'm excited to see what they can do. An opportunity to prove yourself on Saturday. And again, talking about this Georgia defense, they're no slouch on offense either, averaging 38 points a game, 430 yards of total offense. They're balanced between rushing and passing. It's just a good football team, guys. The best football team in the country. So where you at? Drop into that comment section. Let me know. Can Tennessee shock the world? What are you excited to see? Again, I don't think Tennessee comes out of Saturday with a win, But I think we as a fan base come out of that game with just a little bit more confidence that Josh Heupel is the guy to finally get it done in Knoxville. But you know the deal. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. You ready to shock the world? Are you buying into Josh Heupel? Do you believe he is the guy? I feel like for the first time in a long time, we almost feel united as a fan base when it comes to our head coach. But as always, if you have not done so yet, please go ahead and smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Also, go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin' VAWLS Network. Just go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin' VAWLS. Any and all support greatly appreciated on that road to 10,000 subscribers. We're about 500 away. Do us a favor, share the link. Let somebody know about this video. Share our tweets, our posts on Facebook. You guys, word of mouth is what grows this show. So we appreciate the support. Let somebody know about the Talkin' VAWLS Network for the fans, by the fans. But like I said, that is going to wrap it up for this one. Don't forget to join us tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern for Talkin' VAWLS Live. But this is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
VAWLS.